The country you're thinking of right now is not on this list at number 1. And if you're a working professional planning your next move, that mistake could cost you 6 figures in lifetime earnings. Here's the thing nobody tells you about English-speaking countries. Most lists just repeat the same 5 names: US, UK, Canada, Australia, done. That's lazy, and honestly, it's outdated. Because in 2026, visa rules shifted hard in some of these countries. Salary thresholds jumped, entire visa categories got rewritten, and a few countries that never make anyone's list are now quietly the best kept secret for professionals who actually want to build wealth, not just experience culture. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which countries let you keep the most of what you earn, which ones make it fastest to get permanent residency, and which one, the one at number 1, almost nobody puts at the top, and almost everybody should. Let's get into it. Number 10. South Africa. Let's start with the one that gets people typing angry comments before I've even finished the sentence. South Africa. Here's why it's here. Cape Town and Johannesburg have become real remote work and relocation hubs for professionals in finance, tech, and consulting. English is one of the country's official languages, and the default language of business. Cost of living is dramatically lower than the US or UK. You can rent a genuinely nice apartment in Cape Town for a fraction of what you pay in London. But, and this is a real but, you're dealing with power supply issues, a higher cost of physical security, and a visa system that, frankly, moves slower than most people expect. This is a country for a specific kind of professional, someone who can work remotely for a foreign company while living locally, not necessarily someone chasing a South African salary. If you've lived or worked in South Africa, drop a comment. I want to know if the trade-off was worth it for you. Number 9. Malta. And this one surprises people every time. Malta. Tiny island. EU member. English is an official language alongside Maltese. Genuinely everyone speaks it fluently. Malta runs a nomad residence permit for remote professionals and a separate tax residency program that, for the right income level, can bring your effective tax rate down significantly compared to most of Western Europe. The appeal here isn't the salary. Local Maltese salaries are modest. The appeal is EU access, warm weather, English as your daily language, and a tax structure that rewards people earning income from outside the country while living inside it. This is the have your cake and eat it too pick on this list, especially if your income is location independent. Verify current thresholds before you commit. These programs get revised, and the numbers move. Number 8. United States. Now here's where I lose some of you. The United States is only at number 8. Not because the earning potential isn't real. It absolutely is. Software engineers, finance professionals, and specialized healthcare workers in the US can out-earn almost anywhere else on this list in raw salary terms. But we're ranking these for the realistic experience of a working professional trying to actually get in and build a life, not just the ceiling of what's possible if everything goes perfectly. The H-1B visa is a lottery. A literal random draw. You can be the most qualified candidate on the planet and still not get selected. Add employer-tied healthcare and a green card backlog that for some nationalities stretches into decades, and the US becomes a country of enormous upside and enormous uncertainty at the same time. Number 7. United Kingdom. The skilled worker visa threshold now sits at £41,700 a year for most roles, a level that quietly filters out a lot of mid-career professionals who would have qualified a few years ago. Add London rent and the UK's higher tax bans, and you've got a country that's brilliant for career prestige and networking, tougher on your monthly take-home. Manchester, Bristol, and Edinburgh are the smarter play here if the goal is quality of life over postcode bragging rights. Same visa, dramatically lower cost of living, still full access to the UK job market. quick pause, because I want to flag something before we go further. Everything I've covered so far, South Africa, Malta, the US, the UK, those are the countries most people already have on their radar. What's coming next is where this list actually gets interesting, because numbers 6 through 3 include a country that just rewrote its entire skilled visa system this year, and a country that Indian and Asian professionals are increasingly choosing over the UK specifically because it's now cheaper to get a work permit there than to get one in London. And the number one pick, I'll say it again, is not the country you're expecting. Stick around, because the reveal at the end explains exactly why the obvious number one is a trap for a working professional in 2026. Number 6. Canada. Canada's biggest advantage isn't salary, it's certainty. Express Entry gives you a points-based, transparent pathway to permanent residency that doesn't depend on employer sponsorship the way the US system does. Universal healthcare removes one of the biggest financial risks a working professional can carry. And English is dominant everywhere outside Quebec. The trade-off: salaries, especially in tech, consistently trail US salaries for the same role, sometimes by 30% or more. You're optimizing for stability and a clear path to citizenship, not for maximizing your paycheck. Number 5. Australia. As of July 2026, Australia's core skills income threshold sits at roughly 79,500 Australian dollars a year for the standard employer-sponsored skilled visa pathway, with a much higher specialist skills threshold, around 146,700 Australian dollars, for a faster, more flexible visa route aimed at high earners. If you're a genuinely in-demand professional, Australia rewards you with real income and a clear road to permanent residency. Sydney and Melbourne are expensive, no getting around that. But Perth and Brisbane offer a genuinely underrated combination of high salaries, lower cost of living, and a lifestyle most people spend their whole career dreaming about. Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, or Brisbane, which Australian city would you actually choose to live in? Comment below, I read everyone. Number 4. New Zealand. Here's the story most channels missed entirely. New Zealand just overhauled its skilled migrant category. 2 brand new residence pathways launched this year, built around real work experience and trade qualifications instead of a rigid points chase. If your profession has been historically hard to get points for under the old system, this reform likely just opened a door for you. Add genuinely stunning quality of life, low corruption, a laid-back professional culture, and English as the default everywhere, and New Zealand becomes one of the strongest. Life quality over maximum salary plays on this entire list. The catch? It's remote. Flights home are long and expensive, and the local job market is small, meaning your best move here is almost always to secure the job before you land. Number 3. Ireland. And this is the one I want you to actually screenshot. As of March 2026, the critical skills employment permit threshold sits at roughly €40,900 a year for roles on Ireland's official shortage list: tech, engineering, healthcare, specialist finance. Compare that to the UK's £41,700 threshold, and Ireland is now, in practical terms, a cheaper and faster route into an English-speaking, EU-adjacent economy than the UK itself. And the permit itself is genuinely generous. Your spouse or partner gets immediate work rights, no separate permit required, and after 2 years you're eligible for Stamp 4, long-term residency that removes the permit requirement entirely. Dublin has become a genuine European tech and pharma hub, home to European headquarters for some of the biggest companies in the world. If you're weighing Ireland against the UK right now, tell me what's holding you back. I'll try to answer the top comment. Okay. Number 2 is Hong Kong. English is an official language alongside Cantonese, used throughout business, government, and daily professional life. Personal income tax tops out at a maximum of 17%, one of the lowest ceilings anywhere on this list, and dramatically lower than the UK, Ireland, Australia, or the US. Hong Kong's top talent pass and general employment policy visa routes are built to move fast, with processing measured in weeks rather than the months-long waits common elsewhere. The trade-off is real. Cost of living, especially housing, is brutal, among the highest in the world. This is a city built for a specific professional, high earner, willing to live in a smaller footprint, prioritizing take-home pay and career acceleration over space and slower pace of life. Would you trade apartment size for a 17% tax cap? Be honest in the comments. And here it is. Number 1. Not the US. Not the UK. Not Australia. Not Canada. Number 1 is Singapore. I know, Singapore doesn't usually make anyone's English-speaking countries list because people don't think of it that way. But English is one of Singapore's 4 official languages, and it's the primary language of business, government, law, and education. If you're working a white-collar job in Singapore, you are operating in English. Here's why it tops this list for a working professional in 2026. The Employment Pass, Singapore's main work visa for professionals, managers, and executives, currently requires a minimum monthly salary of about 5,600 Singapore dollars, roughly 6,200 Singapore dollars, for financial services roles, and that floor is set to rise again from January 2027. But here's the part that matters. That's just the floor. Real professional salaries in Singapore, especially in tech, finance, and specialized fields, routinely sit far above that minimum, and personal income tax rates top out around 22%, with most professionals paying an effective rate well below that because of Singapore's tax bracket structure. Add one of the safest cities on earth, a genuinely world-class healthcare and education system, zero language barrier, and a strategic location that puts you a short flight from basically every major market in Asia, and you have a country that quietly outcompetes the US, the UK, and Australia on the metric that actually matters to a working professional: what you keep and how safely you live. The visa system did get more selective. Singapore added a points-based assessment called Compass on top of the salary floor, so it's not automatic anymore. But for a genuinely qualified professional, that's a feature, not a bug. It filters out the noise and keeps the market competitive for the people who actually meet the bar. Did Singapore surprise you at number 1? Comment yes or I called it. I want to see the split. So that's the real list, not the lazy one, the one that actually accounts for what's changed in 2026. Visa reform in New Zealand, threshold shifts in Ireland and the UK, salary changes in Singapore and Australia. Quick gut check for you. Out of these 10, which one would you actually move to tomorrow if the job offer landed in your inbox? Drop your pick in the comments. I read literally every single one, and I pull the most interesting ones into the next video. If this saved you hours of visa forum research, do me one favor, hit subscribe, because next up I'm building the flip side of this exact list. The countries that look great on paper for professionals but quietly fall apart once you dig into visa reality, tax traps, and cost of living. That video is coming, and if you're not subscribed, you'll miss it when it drops. One more thing before you go. If you've already relocated for work, or you're mid-process right now, tell me your country and your biggest surprise so far. I'm building the next few videos directly from what you tell me in these comments. See you in the next one.